Did it light up?
Thumbtack where I think here's Hetty's Run. Was it sort of where it ran into Salt River? So I should get this more like that. Is that better?
They wait on me.
Well, I'll go ahead and I'll start out. Let's start out with.
Wag check. They had on 2 farms.
Okay.
Here. This area right in here.
Okay, so this was farm and this was farm, but
Yeah.
probably the house was over here.
Yeah.
I'll move it
Was
back.
the one up there burned,
Oh, it did.
and they moved in.
Okay. We don't want to lose any of that, so I thought I might show you a map just to get you oriented about. Yes.
Is everybody signed in? Anybody not signed in? Okay. Thank you. Sorry for the interruption.
It always helps me to get a visual of where people lived, worked in the county. Here's Taylorsville, right here in the middle, pretty much. This is Salt River, and
Google the lake.
BF. This was before the lake. This was long before. It was 1928. A map. It's got all the old schools on it, which is pretty fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So BF grew up right in this area near a little creek, would you call it, Hetty's Run,
Yeah.
that ran into Salt River. Now, I left the orange one from our last meeting, the Chowning family. This was their area. So I kind of, if you were here last month, I wanted to give you a little orientation about how fairly close they were, but probably still not super close by road, as the crow flies.
Or horseback.
Right.
It was up the hill, down the ridge, across the river.
Not easy to get to, but if you were a crow, it'd be pretty close. Okay, so we'll leave this, and we might need to pull it up again, but I'll move this. So what did you want to start with telling us about BF?
Well, I'm B.F. Martin. All of you probably know me. I'm Joe Martin's son.
Hold it up real close.
And my mom was Martha Redmond Martin from Briar Ridge. And they got married in 1915. Have 17 children.
There you go.
And 11 of us lived till adults. And
Let me ask you a question. They had 17 children and only 11 made it to adulthood?
Right.
Just various illnesses?
Yeah,
And
childhood illnesses. Some of them died the same year. In 26, one passed away. And the other was between 30 and 36. And then the twins were born in 1939. They died the same year within a few months. They're all buried at Briar Ridge Christian Church, and in the back, toward the right there. And from Dad's farm on the hill, the house, I don't know exactly when they moved there, but the house burned sometime in the early 30s. But we'd still farm it, and you stand up there on the hill, and you could see Briar Ridge Christian Church. You could see Hemp Ridge in the distance, and the well there was probably 20 feet deep. And during the dry season in 1930, it never did go dry. shape to drag it into it. And then the house burned sometime in 30s, moved down in the valley in 35 is the end, I think. And I was born in 1936. And let's see.
The house that he's talking about, if you know anything about where Drake Ridge is, Drake Ridge up there off of Hoagland Road.
Thompson Lane.
Go back, go across Drake Ridge, take a right on Hoagland Road. It's Charlie Thompson is the name of the road up there now that would run back to the point to where the house was.
And at the end of it is where the farm began. Then at the end of it is a big log house been built there. And you see the lake toward Bear Ridge Christian Church and toward the dock, boat dock, and the left.
So, let me see if I got this right. Originally, the house was over here,
Yeah, up on the ridge.
The one
up on the ridge,
on top of the hill.
on top of the hill.
There at the end of Thompson Lane, it's down, and there's a big log house when you first enter the farm on the right, facing the lake. Then the next mound in the hill is where the house stood,
Okay.
and it burned in early 30s. And
Was anybody injured in that fire?
No.
Good.
they got out what they call a 50-pound can of lard, a sewing machine, a trunk, and the clothes they had on the line, and what they're wearing.
Wow.
And
Probably wood stove started it, or?
Mom was washing. They think that the fire from the heat and the water caused it, they think.
Daytime fire? It wasn't nighttime, it was
No,
daytime.
it was daytime.
Lost mostly everything.
And Leon, my brother, Leon Martin, some of you might have known him. He remembered the fire. He was probably 5 years old, I think. So the neighbors took us all in at the end. Then they moved down to the next farm. They had owned 2 tracts of land there, 60 plus acres in each one of them.
Here,
Yeah,
here.
between Hayes Run and the lake. And then there was
Here.
a farm between the 2 farms. So y'all know Mavis Bennett, Pastor Mavis Bennett.
Yes.
Her parents owned the farm between the 2 little creeks at Hayes Run, the next little creek. And so then we owned it about.
I wonder if that school wasn't here in 1828, maybe. I mean, no.
No, Fairview.
Well, wait a minute, this is
Yeah.
1928, yeah, 1928. Maybe it wasn't there yet, because they don't have it on here. And it was called Fairview.
Fairview. It did move from down on Bell Run.
On Doe Run.
Yeah, that was the little creek that
Here's Doe Run. There it says. So they moved it up a ways there. Okay.
Was there anybody in the school besides the Martins?
Was
there anybody in the school besides the Martins?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. Oh,
Was it one room?
let's see, there's an Armstrong, Ingram, Philip Ingram went, Bonnie Keelan, Mavis Bennett, Arthur Ray Cook, Jenny Bell Thompson, Edgar Thompson's, Jane and Earl. I can't name all of them. And the Blackburns. Flyers, Carl Flyers, his family, his children, Ed Cook's children. Owen Hilbert's children. Can't think anymore right now. but it was about the whole community went.
So it's like what, at least 25, maybe 30?
Yeah, there are more.
It's a
Was
big
it the
school
first
for
8th grades?
All
Was it the
eight-
first 8th grades?
all 8
Yeah,
grades.
all 8th grades.
How many of y'all here know Philip Ingram?
He was there.
Okay.
Dad and him one day, how many of y'all know what gum boots are? Like mud boots that come up to your knees? Well, he and Dad made pop guns. You take an elderberry bush, right?
Yeah,
And between the knuckles,
Put
it's
it
pithy
down
on the
inside.
inside, and you ram it out and get it good and clean. And you make you a little rod, and you chew up paper
newspaper.
and put in it.
Newspaper, put in it.
And then you blow on it real hard and work it in there.
You pushed it down to the end, and you chewed up another one, stuck it in, and the one in the back would force the other one out. As you forced the rod down through it, the other one would go out with a bang. And I made one at home. Dad was sitting diagonally across the room, and at home as a kid, I shot one. It hit his newspaper, broke it. I don't think he put the paper down, looked at me.
Did you all use those at school some, or?
We take them to school.
Take them to school.
Teach everybody to keep them hid.
Yeah, yeah. What kind of games did you play at recess?
Oh, they had what they call common peg with a knife, but I can't remember it.
Yeah.
Normally pig.
Yeah. And then had a running game, red roper, teams that everybody lined up, try to hold the arms, you'd run into them, try to break through. Then later you'd play handkerchief sometimes. Then later years they started playing some softball. Always enjoyed it, but they weren't any good at it. The other kids was a better reaction and catching or
Yeah.
playing than I was.
Did you play marbles? I don't know,
Yeah,
was that a
yeah,
thing?
Right, marbles was, yeah.
How about that one where you throw a ball over the schoolhouse to
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
side?
yeah. That side of it, kick it, throw it back. And if you didn't have a ball, you used walnuts.
Walnuts?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if your neighbor heard them hitting on the roof, he was in trouble.
What'd you raise on your farm? What did you raise on your farm?
Did you go to Tennessee, or did you run off and get married, or?
No, we got married at a Buck Rig in Charlotte Washington's house. Blackbeard lives at the new house, the original house was an old farmhouse that had been tore down. It's where Blackbeard lives in on Bridge. And then I moved in with my mom and dad until later on in the fall. Got married in September 11th, 11/54. And then we moved back over on the river for 2 years, got cows.
Did you live with the Maddoxes?
No,
No,
never did.
not ever.
Yeah, my parents for 1 to 2 months, something like that. And your dad owned the two separate farms there. It's 60 plus acres each one of them. And in sometime in the early 50s, he bought part of the Ingram farm, and it ran from Oak River. That was a strip that bordered between the original two farms that went to the river. And so it went all the way to Dover on the original farm was 250 some acres. They had about 150 plus all of it. And so then we moved, we cut trees, built a barn, and Mr. Goodley built the house.
you and Betty meet?
Her sister, Early's house was heated in Fairview. So, and I went to the high school social, or Christmas party one year. She was there. And, if I do remember right, I think she was 13 at the time. Of course, I was only 2 years older than she was, you know. So, and, that girl, they had a party, and so I went in, she was there. And, so I saw her again. So after that, I started going to the bedroom at the church where she was going to church at. And we dated for about 2 years. Probably then. We got married in 54. And she always laughed. She says, I was 15, he turned 18. And so we was married over 68 years. Betty died. Two years, okay. Sorry.
Where'd you raise your children? Where did you raise your children?
Sorry.
Where were we raised?
What was the question?
Where were, they moved to Louisville, down there off of,
Goldsmith.
Goldsmith Lane in 1953.
No. So, we lived on the farm 2 years. 55, 56, we moved to Townsville, Vermont, to, and, with the beach still across from Fort Louis, Bishop Dale. It changed it into apartment, we lived there a couple of months. And they moved to Waterford. Lived there approximately a year, maybe. And, this guy was a friend of the guy that worked for his apartment out on Goldsmith Lane. And, so we were into that, moved down there in 58, I guess. We were there about a year and a half, and moved back to Waterford in 1959. And, the house we live in, it come up for sale, and I made an offer, and they took it. So we've been in Waterford since 1959.
Did you have any children when you moved to Waterford after living in Louisville for a while?
Dwayne, and Dwayne was born in Waterford.
Okay.
Both lived there. Yeah, Dwayne,
You probably don't remember that until I.
I remember living on Goldsmith Lane.
there's a little creek, well, we lived across from the school, and I explained, right on the creek. And, we experienced up on the neighbors across, creek with Glenn, they had wet from, down in the mountains, as everybody says. And, so they would get here and he worked at Tiki every day. So their children and wife come, and buddies, wife would go down to the creek, take his socks and shoes off, go across the creek, play with the neighbors across the creek.
My mother was strong enough, she could pick you up by your arm and carry you across the creek and spank you at the same time.
You do remember some things
Yeah.
about that.
That might come from having 6 boys.
Yeah.
Well, I was the first one though, so, yeah.
And what did you, I think you told me you were a master mechanic.
I worked at a service station on Goldsmith Lane and Marshall Road for probably 10 years, and I go to night classes, overall careers, first forward there, tax point. They're about 57, 59. They closed up, the book. So just washing up road there for about 6 months. Joe Collins opened up for dealership. So at the time, it seemed like 4 positions to work on. So I went back to the board, stayed there, 50, 70, 50, 76, 77, I went to Bluegrass, Maple, Mercury, or Jupiter Road. I lived there and went to, not that television shop. What was, I worked at the television shop, I can't think of the name there.
Paul's.
Eddie Powell.
Eddie Paul's brother, there in Fern Creek. Fern Creek Transmission.
Yeah, worked there for a while, then went to, Stephen Auditor of Dr. Laura Center. And they sold that to, Oxmoor Forward. And, worked there for 20 some years. And retired. Well, retired on Friday. The following Monday, everybody's hit New York City, retires on the following Monday, and retired on Friday. So I retired as a certified master mechanic, but in reality, I think this is it's from $5 to get a cup of coffee, just about any work.
You did a lot of commuting then, from Waterford to, back to Louisville.
Yeah, go across the Patriot Road, Rapp Road, Elder Road, across the James Center, and people. And the house was having was bad, it had several over, well, several road. And the one year, the summertime, the heat was real bad, I could come up 64, which had the weather real bad, you could hear them over the traffic dollars. Come across 264, you could hear them over the traffic dollars. One day, come across 264, and waiting, 64 at Toledo Road, pick up truck in front of me. The right rear tire without balance, he pulled on me, come clear off the ground. And it was come away, and more like a cartoon. It would, somebody out of balance, it would bounce, it would come completely off the ground. So I don't know what kind of vibration he had inside, but more like a cartoon.
Yeah. Well, the cicadas were really bad this spring, but maybe not as bad as when you
I
did.
didn't hear any there,
Yeah.
but I did hear them down the line.
Where did you guys go to church growing up?
Huh?
Where did y'all go to church growing up?
Oh, we went to Asia Creek Union Church. It was in the lake area, and the community of Asia Creek was their outlet to farm on the river. There's Assembly of God Church there. Asia Creek Union Church was built in 1910. Bill Martin hauled benches from Winsboro, some church that get new benches, so they got those. He remember hauling them with wagon loads, kept it hauling. And then, of course, when the lake come in, they closed it out, you know. But it was, it's four denominations, it's Baptist, Christian, Presbyterian, and Methodist. I remember being there with the Baptist and the Christian ministers, and they would alternate Sundays.
Did you have another question?
No, that, I always thought that was interesting that multiple denominations are at the same thing. both weeks? I said, did they give both weeks?
Did they get that? I don't know. That I don't know. And,
Did you go to Van Buren very often as a child or teenager? No.
Right there to the farm, that the house burned on was, at the end of, Constantine, the road went down to the river. And he do map the census map, the hardbound map of 1882, there's a little community called Love'sville. It was in, on Salt River, out there where the road would go down. And they went up through there and was, the bank was at Van, and I always heard that it was the only bank that didn't close here in the Liberation area.
So if you needed to go to get a few groceries or anything, where'd you go? Ashes Creek?
Asia Creek was our outlet.
Okay.
And they would come down the river to what we call Denny Branch. If the lake is there, you go over, you cross the river, and makes a turn of the first creek that you come to, that was from the Denny Branch. You went up it, then you went up the side of the hill to Douglas Lane now. And then back down the hill was a school. The Asia Creek School there was the original road. They changed it, what is it, to come down, further down the creek, so you didn't have that road back then, way out the end of the hill, or over the end of the hill. And so they graded the road out of, across from Tom and Berkey's farm, around the bend. And so there's access back through that, that's why you went, the grocery or whatever.
What
And,
kind of, I'm sorry, go ahead. I was gonna ask you what kind of car you drove when you were a teenager.
When I was a teenager, I was lucky enough to buy a brand new 1954 Chevrolet. Cleaned out my farm back down. Had to ask my dad about paying for the insurance to drive it home.
Was that before you got married?
This is early 54.
Did that seal the deal, do you think, with Betty?
No. No.
So where do you buy your car at? Where do you buy your car at?
At Beach Motors here in Taylorville where the sheriff's office is at.
Didn't your dad used to take ambulance to town once, like, drop off for the week for school, and come back to pick her up on Fridays? For college?
What he's talking about, when the girls went to high school.
Okay.
When,
Virgie called with my oldest sister. And she went to college, but she went to high school, dad would take her. Now, he'd send them to school and they crossed, there at Jenny Branch across to Prairie Road. And there was a ripple, whatever we call it, where all the debris from the local creeks would clog up the river, which would create a field in there. And most of it only ran about 3 feet or less. Summertime, you could walk across them and get shoes and not get wet, and what you doing. So they drive the buggy across there and come out up on the Prairie Road there at Old Possum Ridge Road, coming out of Beach Creek there. He had left and go to Taylorville. And they would go to school, the dad would walk down, pick up the buggy, take it back home. And they would spend the weeks that Mr. Butler, I think it's the one across the Grayville Funeral Home, ride back home, and then they had to ride home in the horse and buggy later on. Virgie was school teacher, she's older sister. Gage went to college when he came home early, first year, I think. And Anna Mae went off from high school, got married to agriculture. Irene went to Louisville college. She retired as school teacher. Irene went to college, she taught in school. She was a third grade school teacher, and then she got married, and I think she was a teacher after that. And Law Haggard, she went to college, she taught school at Martin School at Mount Eden. That's where she got married at, because she teaches up there at Gilbert Haggard. They lived down on the, what's called the Building Farm in a horseshoe in the lake area. You know, you make a hard nail, you make a horseshoe bend, that's known as the Goodwin Farm. They live there. But the Goodwin Farm is Steve Collins's grandparents. I didn't know that, you know. And then she taught at Elk Creek for a while. I don't know how many years that they moved to Jefferson County. And then Weber served, I think he volunteered 3 terms in the Army. He went over basically after the war. He was Osama Japan, the war was over. I think he was a nurse in the hospital, I think. Then he come back, and then he said he joined up again 2 more times after that, and he was in Europe at one time. Leon, he stayed on the farm all the time. He wound up being a mechanic over at Eustis on Redford Avenue. And he worked for Ratter when he retired, I think. And there was 3 boys between me and Leon. They all died real young. And I went to Spencer University. I didn't want to go to high school, so I stayed on the farm. Then my brother Weldon, he went on to high school, he retired as a teacher. Weldon and my brother, myself and my brother Weldon, so I took this and remember this way up. And my dad, and Dad's family, there were a total of 6 of them that I went to. There was Herman, Gary May, Rogers, they lived in Fulton County. I knew of them, but I didn't know them. But I worked. And Uncle Lars Martin, he ran a store on Ashley Street. And so I definitely stopped in there for groceries. And then Uncle Bill Martin, a lot of you knew Lawrence Sale and Hillary, and Lawrence Maddox worked in the nursing home at the lunchroom school.
Do you remember getting electricity?
Yeah, we got our electricity in 1948. Gringos, they had, Gringo Brothers done the wiring of the house at our 1948. Me and my brother played with the light, watch it come on, you know.
Pretty drilling stuff, huh?
Yeah, it's quite a thrill. But when I was a kid, the mom and dad, they had a, what's called a dresser with a mirror on it. And on this dresser, they had a, what's called a Hadley lamp, you know, windows in and had the wig on, they had set the have a lamp on the dresser, the mirror reflected the light across the room. And the dresser was that corner, I sat this corner, and I could read the local Times comic strips. Yet, I got a surprise in life. Dick Tracy had a two-way talking radio. And I lived to see it. You know,
That's right.
I lived to see it, you know,
Yeah.
it's a comic strip, you know. But, he always had his two-way talking radio on his window.
Did you get a television before you married?
Huh?
Did your family have a television before you left?
We'd, well, we're talking about Martin Store, he was the person who had, television and, well, it's a long, we lived on the farm where they milk cows, and we separated the milk from the cream. We fed the milk to the hogs, and the cream had a good shelf life, with delivery for sure. And so, Leon and I would hook up the horse, put the cream head on the cart, and had the harnesses off on the horse, so we'd ride over the river, over to our largest store. He had TV, we sat there and watched wrestling, and the wrestling was over. Then we'd go back home. And our old dog Rover, he'd go, always made the trip with us.
Did you ride horses to get places, or you said you had work horses, did you?
I never did ride the work horses anymore, but my brother, Wilmer, and Leon did. And Wilmer was taking, Libby Haggard, they lived on the Cook Farm, Horseshoe Curve. And then go to church at Fillmore. He was their buddy, they all be on the horse. And somewhere along the line, somebody had a fence up, but the fence over the road was low enough to get over and go like. So they all went to sleep, or they walked into it. He went up on the ground. Of course, didn't know he was supposed to stop, let him up.
Does anybody have other questions? I know we've probably talked your head off here, but you're probably tired. No? More questions for the,
Yeah, when did you open the store, Ben?
I'm sorry.
When did you open the store in Waterford?
when did you open the store in Waterford?
After baby time, got married just in, early, 79 or 80. And, she had it approximately 10 years. I, bought the profit when it closed.
Oh, you had to close?
Yeah.
So how many years did you have the store?
At any rate, it worked out 10 years.
About 10. And it's the building's still there?
The building is still there, in one thing, so they have a repair shop there now.
Yeah, it's right across from Church of Christ in Waterford where it is.
Any other questions? Don't want to keep everybody out too late, but this is
Because
so
all
interesting.
these old people need to get to bed. Don't we, Phoebe? I'm making fun of Phoebe because they had a party here up their house not too long ago. And they told us we could come pick it up. Supposed to start at 6 and be over at 8 or something like that. At 8:30 she texts me and says, they're finally all gone, but I'm going to bed, but you're welcome to come get the tin if you want to.
Lee come in, so they had sold off the farm and then they built a house on, Ashes Creek Lane and Old Ashes Creek Road. Ashes Creek Lane
where the house that he's talking about is if you go up 1066 Chowning, and now it's Ashes Creek Road, that you can go down the hill, to get back where the Ingrams and, Collis Rogers and all them live. When you drop down, that's no run.
That little creek is, the road set right over, is not over the house, you know, right there. But they moved the house back up on the hill, but I don't think it's dead anymore.
So, how did the coming of the lake affect your family, or did it?
Well, it was laid out the lap.
Yeah, yeah,
Had more sentimental value than it
yes, yeah.
did it really affect this otherwise.
When the lake, anybody that's from here knows, when the lake started, Glensboro's gonna be underwater, because the lake was gonna be bigger than Green River. And Glensboro was supposed to be under like 15 feet of water. And so the house that they lived in, the engineers told them the house would be underwater. So grandmother and granddad were getting up the age that they didn't really want to wait for 10 or 15 years, so they sold out to some lawyers that were selling lakefront property. Guess what? You can't see the lake from many of them bridges up there. Not the way the Corps did the lake this time. Only time you can see it is when there ain't no leaves on the trees. So they built the house up on 55. But they probably wouldn't have sold if it hadn't been for that.
Then Lula's property is where the state park is, right? His sister?
No, no.
What is,
Well,
Lula's
Lula's property, if you go back overlook,
Yeah.
it's nowhere near the state park. It was gonna be.
Well, I consider all that the core property.
What's core property,
Yeah,
but
but
the
it's not
house
the
was
park.
gonna be, the house, supposedly their house, it's right about where the station is for the maintenance garage is up there, about where their house was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be a museum and all that, and they basically let it fall to the ground. So, you know,
Is it about where all those beautiful jonquils are in the springtime up there?
might be,
Well, let's give Mr. Martin a great round of applause. We have a little gift. Terry, one of you Terrys, could you, the brown bag, I believe? And we just have a little gift for you that one of our members baked up for you. Yeah.
oh, well.
It's a loaf of sourdough bread.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you so much.
Hey, Dwight,
what?
come here, Google up the lake. Google up the lake area on your phone.
This was an experience for me. I would be able to talk more tonight than I think I've heard him talk in the last 10 years.
I think it's a fish, well, there should be Teddy Run right
Solid,
there.
you know. You don't usually get it.
Yeah, here's the, okay, what they do.
You know that.
Here's Eddie's Run. Oh. I've been asked over the years where the fish trap or Salt River was at. It was at the mouth of Hedges Run and Salt River. And it was always there as far as I can remember. And, y'all will swim out of this. The land between the two little creeks here belong to Davis Ingram family.
I think we're talking about real close.
Okay, and our house is between this little creek and this one. Right in this area here on the river.
Real close where that yellow pin is, the, you know, where the lake welcome to stay, no, stay as long as you like.
It was just the beginning.
Ask, we have more questions if you have them, but